from the time I joined or teamed up with WYCOTAX. I had a lot of stress on me, running the store, taking care of finances, marketing and whatnot, and bookkeeping, and was one thing that was really, I mean, it was taking most of my time. And from the time I joined WYCOTAX, that was just like such a relief on my end that I don't have to worry about those things. And also, like, not just taking care of bookkeeping, I would say that uh, with Chris and his team, I got such a good support. Like any question regarding his business related, regarding its, helping any kind of assistance we need in terms of business, Wycotax is always there. And I mean, I'm really, really grateful of Chris and his entire team for supporting us from the time we joined them, and it's been a great help.
The more that we help you grow, everybody will grow.
Absolutely.
And main advocacy is putting you in the front line because your success is our business.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this week's webinar that we have. We're going to be talking about the importance and the benefits of having good year-end bookkeeping for yourself, for your company, so you can receive the most out of the company, any refundable credits, any grants that they're still offering in this year 2020. We're going to be talking about all of those just shortly in this webinar. My name is Juan Turubiartes. I am an accountant, tax professional, payroll, and bookkeeping expert. Also, with WYCOTAX, we have been assisting a lot of businesses receive the financial assistance that has been provided by the federal, the state, the county level, so they can go ahead and still remain open after this whole pandemic that we are all experiencing right now. Like I said, there are nearly $5 million of refundable tax credit deductions that are going to be allowed and that have been already obtained by some of our clients that have entrusted us to provide them with our service, as well as some, the most famous economic injury loan, the PPP, the Shared Work Program from TWC. These are some of these assistances that are allowed for the business so they can go ahead and keep their own money, to even have some money for free from grants, so they can, of course, maintain the doors open to its customers, to the community, so they can all at least remain open during the whole pandemic that we're all experiencing. If you don't have time to watch this whole webinar, you can always go back into our YouTube channel, just type in WYCOTAX, and you will find this one and all of the previous webinars there in our channel. Of course, all free of cost, so you can watch, maybe if you haven't seen one, or maybe you want to watch another one again, try to revise it, you can always do so. You're always welcome to see all of our videos there in our channel. Before I continue, let me just read this disclaimer. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for tax, legal, or accounting advice. Examples and other materials in this webinar are only for illustrative purpose and should not be relied upon for technical answers. WYCOTAX is an outsourced tax, payroll, and bookkeeping company. WYCOTAX is not associated with any institutions in this presentation and is a private business providing resources for other small businesses. So again, the webinar for today is going to be for about 30 minutes. The participants, if you have any questions, I encourage you to type it down here in the comment section or send us a text message to our 425-9926 number, and we'll be in contact with you and see how it is that we can assist you and your business. As well as a free PDF is always going to be available in our website in wycotax.com. Of this webinar, you can always obtain a free copy so you can have for your records, and you can keep for your records just for your notes. So we're going to be talking about some payroll credits. For those of you and Ms. Gloria, if you have any employees and have been able to maintain them in the payroll, thank you to you for, of course, keeping employees from still getting at least a viable check. And also some credits are going to be awarded to you from the IRS just by keeping employees employed. So Ms. Gloria, She is the sole proprietor of a restaurant. She has been able to keep it open for the past 10 years. She has two business locations now, and she is a full-time mom. She doesn't have, of course, um, a lot of time to just be looking into the business books. So she has entrusted WYCOTAX to organize her books, her bookkeeping, her accounting. All of that is being provided to her by WYCOTAX. So what are the benefits of updated books, updated tax reports on the current COVID-19 situation? This is very important. Why? Because all of these financial assistances, they will not be awarded to a business that is not organized in its business books. This is just the truth. Any lender, any SBA, any institution is not going to give you any assistance if they cannot see where your business stands at this point, and if they are able to get some of the money back, or if you are a trusted business that they can go ahead and give this financial assistance to. Of course, they're going to choose those businesses that are ready to get these assistances and are able to provide all of these financial reports. So if you don't have any of these ready, any financial reports, tax reports for the previous years, go ahead and reach out to us. We'll be happy to assist you so your business can be ready for these applications. Now, the 4 payroll tax incentives. The number 1, the employee retention credit. What it is, the CARES Act created this to reward companies that keep on paying its employees affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. This credit is for certain eligible companies, and it's calculated as 50% of a maximum $10,000 of pay per employee. So what this refundable credit is, it is 50% of what you pay each employee. If you're going to be in this retention credit, the refundable credit to you will be 50% of whatever you pay each employee if they are still employed during this COVID-19 outbreak. The maximum that you can pay each employee, or that this retention credit will be calculated to, is $10,000. That's the maximum. So in other words, the refundable credit is going to be whichever is actually either higher of the both, lower of the both, I'm very sorry. 5,000, which is 50% of 10,000, the max, or 50% of whatever you paid the employee. So whichever one it is, whichever is lower, is what's going to be rewarded to your company as a refundable credit just by maintaining your employees on the payroll. Now, what employer is eligible for this credit? Number 1 is those employers that do not receive the PPP. So if you have received the PPP, I know that's one of the most famous ones, the ones that most of the business have received some funds from. If you receive the PPP, you automatically are not eligible for this refundable credit, the employer retention credit. It's either of the both. Either you take the PPP or you take this credit. It cannot be both. So if you have not received the PPP, because of course at this time you cannot make those applications anymore, but if you haven't received it, you can always go ahead and ask us about this other refundable credit because it is entitled to you if you don't get the PPP. That's the first way that you can receive this credit. The second one is if your employment or your business has been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. If it has been affected by this outbreak, then you are at least entitled to this credit. So you either your business had to close for partially because maybe some government, of course, we all had to self-isolate, or there was some restrictions, the business couldn't maintain open because it's not essential, then that's one of the ways that your business qualifies as being affected by this COVID-19 outbreak. Another one would be if it had to, of course, get a lot of less sales because there's less customers coming in. Why? Because customers couldn't really go out other than being for work or other necessary reasons. So if your employment also suffered a huge loss in sales, you can always already are eligible for this credit. So the how to be eligible for this employee retention credit: number one, if you didn't receive the PPP. Number two, if your business has been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. That is how you can receive this employer retention credit. If you have not received it and you have not received the PPP, I advise you to contact us so we can see how you and your business can receive this credit ASAP. The second one is the paid sick leave credit. This is a refundable payroll tax credit equal to any payments of the new required family leave. Credit is given for 100% of eligible sick leave given by an employer in 2020. So this paid sick leave credit is one of the credits that has been, of course, just started in this year, 2020. It's part of the Family First Coronavirus Response Act. And what it is it's going to give you a payroll credit of 100% whatever you paid this sick employee. So what qualifies employee from being used in this calculation? They have to at least be getting symptoms of the COVID-19. They have to actually been advised to self-isolate by a doctor or a nurse because of COVID-19 reasons, or maybe they themselves really are sick of the COVID-19. That is what's going to qualify an employee from being considered as a sick employee, and whatever you pay them up to 80 hours is what your business will get as the paid sick leave credit. So the Social Security tax is entirely dropped off while the Medicare tax is still applied, but an equal amount is added to the credit, nullifying its effect. This credit is meant to recompense the employer with respect to the wages that the Family First Coronavirus Response Act required it to pay. So to sum it up, whatever it is that you pay your employee for 80 hours, if they are sick, they can't work, that's what's going to be awarded to you as a credit, refundable credit. So now the third one, the paid family sick leave credit. The family leave credit works similarly to the sick leave credit for employees, as it is also credits 100% of all pay and healthcare outflows that a business has to pay that the Coronavirus Act. As per the rule, a business has to give up tops $200 daily under this credit. So actually here, it is not 100% of whatever you pay this employee. It's going to be actually less than that. So what this paid family leave credit, what it is, let me explain it to you. So if this employee cannot work because one of its family members in the household or close family members is sick or experiencing symptoms and they have to stay, they cannot work because they have to look out for this family member, that's when this paid family leave credit is going to be used. So the employee is not sick, but they have to care for somebody that is sick or at least experiencing symptoms of sickness. So whatever you pay this employee, because they cannot work, they're pretty much in like a family leave credit. Whatever you pay them, your business will receive 2/3 of whatever you pay them as a credit. It's going to be 2/3. Now the 2/3 is going to be capped. You cannot pay them more than $200 a day. That is what this $200 daily limit is going to be applied. So whatever it is, lesser of both, either $200 or 2/3 of the daily payroll that you pay this employee that has to care for a family member. So that is when this calculation is going to be applied, 2/3. So how can your business claim this refundable credit? All it has to do is not pay the payroll tax. That is the quickest way when they can receive this refundable credit. Let's say, for example, on this family leave credit, the credit that's going to be awarded to the employer is $1,000, and it has to pay after all the payroll that it does calculation, it pays its employees. Now it has the payroll tax that it has to pay the IRS. If the employer has to pay a payroll tax of $1,500, it can use that $1,000 credit for the family leave credit that it paid its employees to offset that $1,500 that it has to pay the IRS. So after applying that credit, in the end, the employer is only going to have to pay the remainder, which is $500 instead of the $1,500. After the credit, it's only going to be paying the $500 to the IRS. That is the quickest way when you can get this refundable tax credit for payroll. Now, the fourth one, the payroll tax deferral. On this one, the CARES Act provides that employers may defer the deposit and payment of the employer's portion of Social Security taxes and certain railroad retirement taxes. These are the taxes imposed under the Section 3111A of the IRS Code, and for railroad employers, so much of the taxes imposed under Section 3221 of the Code as are attributable to the rate in effect under the section of the Code, collectively referred to as the employer's share of Social Security tax. So the payroll tax deferral, all that it is it's going to help you and your business out by not paying the Social Security tax portion. You can defer it all this year, 2020. You don't have to pay it. You can start right now. It has nothing to do with any other of the financial assistances, any other of the PPP, the employer retention credit. It has nothing to do with that. So even if you took one of those, you can also still take this payroll tax deferral. In the end, you don't have to deposit. You don't have to pay the Social Security taxes that you have to pay the IRS. You can keep them in your bank, use them for operational expenses, whatever it is that your business is going to need. It can use all of these funds to help your business out. So when do you have to pay this deferred tax? It has to be paid in full by the end of December 31st, 2022. That is when the tax deferral has to be paid in full. So let me give you a quick example. Let's say starting now up until the end of 2020, hopefully it comes soon, the end of 2020. But all of this Social Security tax that you have to deposit to the IRS is, let's say, $5,000 just of Social Security tax. So 50% of that $5,000 has to be paid by the end of 2021. The other 50% has to be paid by December 31st, 2022. So you don't have to pay Social Security tax in 2020. Whatever it is that you deferred, 50% of it has to be paid by 2021. The remaining 50% has to be paid by 2022. That is how this deferral is going to work. And no, what is it called? No interest is going to be added at all. So whatever it is that you deferred, that's exactly what has to be paid in those 2 years. So a quick overview, Ms. Gloria, she was able to obtain all of these financial assistances just by having WYCOTAX assist her on this, all of these deferments, all of these refundable tax credits for having employees. Just keep in mind that having employees is just a very important part. It's just crucial to this nation to get back on its feet. Why? Because it's going to keep employees happy, still receiving a check. It's going to keep them happy to keep working on your business, letting you grow, letting the employees have money to spend, grow, and at the end, the community, everybody's going to be grow. Why? Because money is going to be spent, it's going to be circulating, and it's going to be helping us all out recover from this current pandemic. So just keep that in mind. If you are having employees still on your payroll, thank you for everything that you have done for them and their family, and of course for your business as well. You are entitled to having all of these refundable tax credits. So if you haven't been receiving them, please contact us. We'll be happy to assist you getting all of the money that you have earned back into your business's bank. So Ms. Gloria, she's very happy. She has entrusted us. We are still going to keep assisting her. While applying for the loan, she is asked to provide EIN or ITIN registrations. Now, what is the difference of these tax ID numbers? What can be still obtained with an EIN and what can still get obtained with an ITIN number? We're going to be talking about these next Monday at the same time. So we can go ahead and dig deeper and explain what are the differences and what can be obtained with these two. Now, let me just give a quick overview of the benefits of having a business bundle, tax, payroll, and bookkeeping for your business. Peace of mind. You will always have everything up to date, everything ready to be turned in. Save yourself headache, time, and money. Of course, WYCOTAX will give you all of this that you need. It'll save your time so you can focus on your business operation, your sales, your clients, everything that is very, very important for your business, that you can go ahead and just keep focus on that, while WYCOTAX assists you with all of the also necessary reports that have to be turned in, so you can have access quickly to these grants, to these loans, to these refundable credits that are entitled to you, always entitled to your business. WYCOTAX stands for worry-free, year-round, competent, and on-time reporting. Always open from the 1st of January till the end of December, so we can go ahead and I'll have all of your books ready, up to date, and just a quicker way for your business to succeed, to have all of these funds available and all of the available funds ready to be obtained. WYCOTAX has been awarded a lot of service awards. We have been able to get these just by, of course, doing it like today, providing free of cost webinars, information, always trying to give you everything that is available for your business, for your individual reporting, everything that you can obtain. Let WYCOTAX help you out so you can be on the road to faster success for your business. That is the only way WYCOTAX really sees the improvement of operations, is if we see you succeed. That is our success. WYCOTAX, over 20 years of a combined experience in tax, payroll, and bookkeeping. Always year open round with our 2 offices here locally, but of course we have been able to service other business owners all over the state of Texas, all over the nation. Why? Because we have been able to, of course, provide all of these webinars, or we have been able to communicate with them virtually. So virtual reasons is not an obstacle to us anymore. If you have any additional questions, feel free to always view our public Facebook page. You will be able to see all of the recommendations, all of the reviews, all of the other business owners that we have been able to assist, get some of these funds, financial assistances during this pandemic and during previous pandemics as well. So thank you for spending your time watching this webinar. If you have any questions, we will reach you out after this webinar. Just type in the questions here in the comments, or give us a text message or a call in our phone number, and we will contact you from there. So wish you all a great start of the week, and see you next time. Bye-bye.